Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Breaking news just into our newsroom. State police searching for a missing 3-year-old girl. Investigators say Zanaya Alexandria went missing after her father, 50-year-old Wardell Jones, did not follow a court order to surrender her to Child Protective Services. They say he's fully aware of that court order. Investigators do not know what the child or her father are wearing, what they're driving, or what their current location is. If you know where they are, you are asked to call police. Also breaking tonight, the United States shoots down an unidentified flying object. Make that Canada has an object shot down over northern Canada. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau confirms the order of that takedown. Today, a U.S. F-22 successfully shot down that object. The White House says the Prime Minister consulted with President Biden. Canadian forces will lead the object recovery operation in that one. And in the meantime, questions remain about the unidentified object shot down yesterday over Alaska by the U.S. Air Force. It's unclear what the object looked like or what its purpose was. What's more, government officials so far have not indicated there is any connection to the Chinese balloon shot down last weekend. Gloria Pazmino has the latest on that.
We have no further details about the object at this time, including any description of its capabilities, purpose, or origin.
President Joe Biden is calling it a success after the U.S. shot down a high-altitude object off the coast of Alaska on Friday. Many questions remain, but the object has been described as being about the size of a small car and was first detected Thursday. It was assessed to be unmanned, and the Pentagon press secretary said it posed a reasonable threat to civilian air traffic as it was flying at 40,000 feet.
Could be a drone, could be a balloon, could be any number of objects. We simply do not know, and the forensics will reveal all of this.
Another big unanswered question is where the object came from. Recovery efforts are underway to retrieve what's left.
It would appear, though, that just from its size, that it didn't represent the technology that apparently was represented on the Chinese balloon.
This comes nearly a week after U.S. fighter jets downed a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon off the coast of South Carolina. The U.S. Navy and Coast Guard are still working to recover that debris.
USS Carter Hall remains in the vicinity of the debris field and is leading the recovery efforts.
For now, the U.S. is not indicating a connection between the unidentified object and the Chinese balloon. I'm Gloria Pazmino reporting.
Well, it's the end of an era for a downriver community tonight. Demolition underway at the old Trenton Riverside Hospital. Our Jacqueline Francis is there and live. And Jacqueline, it appears that there are some mixed emotions out there.
Yeah, right now there are people who are walking around the premises. People have been driving by all evening, taking pictures of the demolition so far. As you can see, it's still in its early stages. Only one chunk of the building has been really demolished so far. And while this progress is welcomed by city leaders like the mayor, for some in the community, it's a moment to say goodbye.
Yeah, I'll miss it. I still remember those hallways, and watching it just come crumbling down is kind of sad, but it's exciting to watch it too, wow.
There's no better way to describe it than bittersweet. The Trenton community bidding farewell to the building that was once Riverside Hospital. Opened in 1944, the hospital closed its doors in 2002. Neighbors remember it fondly.
A lot of advantages in some way living by the hospital because you could use it, go to the cafeteria sometime in the morning and get our paper there sometimes.
My mom and I both worked there. I worked there 10 years. My mom worked there over to 20 or 25 years.
There was talk over the years about bringing the healthcare facility back to life, but those dreams were never realized. This past week, a bulldozer sealed its fate.
It's sad, but it sat there so many years now. I don't think they could do anything with it anymore besides tear it down.
The Trenton community looking towards the future of what could come of the riverfront property.
I think everybody around here is pretty happy that something's going to change.
But not before saying a heartfelt goodbye.
We had a memorial over here just a few weeks ago, just to kind of say goodbye and that kind of thing.
The demolition will take a few months to complete. The big question on everyone's mind is what will come next. Well, that's yet to be decided. Reporting live in Trenton, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you very much. We are following a developing story from Westland tonight. Police are investigating a deadly crash involving an ice truck. Happened around 11:25 this morning on Hunter Road near Wayne Road. Investigators say the truck was heading north on Wayne when the driver ran a red light. We're told that the ice truck hit a pickup truck going westbound on Hunter. Police tell us that the pickup truck driver, a 52-year-old man, died at the scene. The ice truck driver is in police custody now for questioning. Well, it was one of those days where you could go out and enjoy a lovely walk. My wife and I did today because we've had above average temperatures across Metro Detroit. Our forewarned meteorologist Brian Sherman takes us a look for what's in store for tonight and also for the weekend. Evening, Brian.
Hey there, Rod. Good Saturday evening, everyone. I think we're going to keep the dry weather around not only today, but through the rest of the weekend and into at least the first few days of next week as well. A beautiful shot outside this evening. Tower cam from Windsor looking across the river into downtown Detroit. Plenty of sunshine as we work towards sunset this evening. Most everyone into the upper 30s and lower 40s. 37 right now here in Detroit. 42 working over into Howell. 43 right now checking in with us over in Pontiac, and 37 over in Adrian. Compared to where we were this time on Friday evening, most of us west of Detroit, we're talking at least 10 to upwards of 12 degrees warmer, but only 2 degrees warmer at Metro Airport and 1 degree warmer than we were this time yesterday working over into City Airport. High pressure has firm control of the forecast, so that means almost no cloud cover across the entire state working throughout the day today. That'll give way to mainly clear skies heading throughout the evening and overnight hours tonight. Temperatures dropping into the low end of the 30s by midnight tonight before the warm-up continues the next few days and rain moves in by the time we get to the middle of next week. I'll break down when you're going to need that umbrella in your complete 4-1 forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Rod.
Thank you very much. You know, it's in the 40s out there today, but it has become a winter tradition in February in downtown Detroit. A lot of snowy fun. And this time, the world's best snowboarders slid into and around Hart Plaza. Red Bull Heavy Metal brought the most progressive rail riding in the world, street snowboarding, to the Motor City for the first time ever. The competition is a single-day contest featuring 40 of the world's best street snowboarders. One competitor was Metro Detroit's very own 22-year-old Grace Warner, showing off her skills on her home turf. Looks like a lot of fun out there.